Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with another foundation review. You guys know I had to get this Fenty foundation, right? I keep saying I have foundation fatigue, complexion fatigue, because I can barely use the foundations that I have, but Fenty came out with foundation and I couldn't resist. So this is the Soft Lit Naturally Luminous Hydrating Longwear Foundation. There's a total of 50 shades and it retails for $40. I'm 410 in Fenty, but I can wear 420 because, you know, of the neck, face contrast situation. I picked this up the first day it launched in store. I went with 420. I trusted the Sephora lighting, and I hope I did well because you know how the Sephora lighting is. All right. So I saw an interview with her, and they kept saying the golden hour. It's like it was the golden hour in the bottle. So I wanted to know what this golden hour was. And the golden hour is in photography is the period of daytime shortly after sunrise or before sunset, during which the late daylight is redder. So I'm thinking this is supposed to give you that beautiful sunset sunrise glow in a bottle. All right, so let's quickly read a little bit about it, then we'll jump into it. All right, it's hydrating, it's medium coverage, of course it's black owned, long wearing, waterproof. So hydrating and glowy foundation that's waterproof and reduces shine. Glowy but reduces shine. For a notch above a natural finish. A notch above a natural finish. I don't know. That sounds a little bit oxymoron-ish. I don't know. All right, guys. Came in a typical Fenty packaging, and I know the biggest thing with the original Pro Filter, at least for people who always say, oh, I never liked your foundation, they would always complain how dry it was. Now, when it had originally launched, I had purchased it, although I had dry skin. It's the exact same bottle. I haven't taken it out of that box since I left the Sephora store. So it's a nice glass frosted bottle. I love this bottle. I love the packaging. Yeah, so the complaint was always, oh, that Fenty foundation is so dry. So maybe she heard that and they decided to come out with a glowy version. All right, so I have a little bit of the Radiance Booster from Juvia's Place on, but today I only put it on the high points, my cheekbone, center, and a little bit on my nose and chin, and then I color corrected. All right, so like I said, I got the shade 420. Nice and golden. So let's put it on one side first. It feels very hydrating, like how the typical hydrating foundation feels. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. sponge. Somebody had asked me why I don't use a brush for foundations. I use a brush if it's like a stick or a cream foundation. I typically like to use a sponge. That's just my preference. Okay, so that has a lot of glow and a lot of, I don't know if it's picking up on camera. It looks very shiny. I have dry skin, so I'm here for that. All right. Why did I put 2 more pumps? Oh well. I put too much pump. I could have used a little bit of what was left on my hand. This looks, from the 420 that I remember, this looks a little bit more golden. I could be wrong, but I like that because I love a golden undertone. The blend is beautiful, definitely giving medium. This is dewy and it's a little warm. We're going to climb up to the 70s today. It's going to be a beautiful day. My room is feeling a little warm. I just closed my window because the birds make a lot of noise outside of my window in the morning. I love the glow that it's giving. I mean, I expected the glow. She said it was glowy. All right, guys, so this is how it's looking. It is glowy. This is looking super glowy, super hydrating, feels very, very light on the skin. Certainly not dry. I'm dropping everything over here. Certainly not dry. So for everybody that was saying the other one, the matte one was like so dry, this is the complete opposite. Let me check the time because I always forget to check the time initially when I actually apply the foundation to my face. So it's 10:56 a.m. in the morning, 10:56 a.m. Obviously I'm going to go in with her concealer. I have 410 and 400. I'm going to start off with 410. And this is a super hydrating concealer as well. So hydrated everywhere. This is just like a shade lighter than the foundation. I'm not going to set it with my Gucci spray today because I'm trying to save whatever is left. There's not a lot left. But I'm going to let it sit on my skin. And then I'll be right back to blend it out. But so far, it's a beautiful, glowy, hydrating foundation. Right, guys, let's blend it out. What I would say, this 420 is a lot more golden than I remember. For me, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm so happy about that. So I usually take my, this is a sponge from Amazon to blend with my concealer. I started this and I can never go back to a brush. It's a beautiful foundation. Now, I have very dry skin, right? If you're here for the first time. And obviously I have more foundation than I can count. So what do I look for in a foundation? I want something, I've worn matte foundations, yes, but I want something hydrating. I want something, I'm a full coverage girl, but I can take like a medium because I can build it up. And I want something with a lot of hydration, especially these days my skin has been so dry. So this is giving all of that. It's giving all of that. Stick. Now look at my skin. It looks very glowy, very soft, very supple. All of the things that I like. All of the things that I like. And, oops, I have this huge hair on my nose. All of the things that I like. My skin is as dewy as ever. Wow. Like the glow on my skin is almost reflective. My skin looks very wet, almost. But in a good way. I don't know if this is for oily skin. Foundation. Alright, so I don't have that much time today. So I have to finish up the rest of my face off camera. But I just wanted you guys to see how it looked and how it paired with her concealer. Sorry to say, but you know, right now it's looking stunning. It's looking beautiful, you know, because sometimes you buy these foundations and it's not good. You know, you feel like, oh, I could take it back. But when it looks like this. All right, let's finish up the rest of my makeup and I'll come back with some more thoughts. All right, guys, I'm back with my makeup done. This is very, very dewy. It's so dewy. I'm a dry girl. I had to use a lot of powder because it was, my face was just looking wet. I set it with the, or I don't know if because today's warmer, my windows are closed, I have no AC. It just felt like so dewy. I had to use a lot of powder. I used my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. This is glow in a bottle. It's very, very glowy, almost like shiny. But it's super pretty, feels very lightweight on my skin. And I mean, you can tell now how dewy it is because like I said, I really powdered it down and I have very dry skin. And I went in with the Huda powder. You know how I feel about how dry the Huda powder is? I went in with Peach Pie Under Eye just to like take away some of that. I love a dewy finish, but everything was just looking sort of like damp, sort of, even more than the, oh always forget the name of that foundation, by Halsey. Anyway, this is what it's looking like. It's pretty. It's pretty, guys, but I'm curious to see how it's gonna wear because, like I said, today is a warm day and I have a lot to do. Going food shopping again. Yes, I have boys. They eat me out of house and home. And I just feel hot. I'm just feeling hot. So we'll see how it holds up because I'm trying to see, is this a summer foundation or do I have to put this back until the fall? Because it's really dewy, but I have dry skin. Maybe it'll suck it up. But we'll see. All right, guys, I'll see you later for my final check-in. All right, guys, so I'm back for my final check-in. It's now 9:05 p.m. I put this on, what, like around 10:52, almost 11 o'clock, so 9. So it's been 10 hours since I've been wearing this foundation, and it's beautiful. It's a really beautiful foundation. Now, if you're here for the first time, whenever I do any type of complexion video or any type of complexion video, I do not touch up. I come back and show you exactly how the foundation wore for the amount of hours I wore it. So I'm very shiny in here, right here. As you can see, very shiny. I didn't touch up, and I have a little separation because it's so shiny right here. I have a little separation going on right here, but nothing that you would notice if you don't come like right up to my face. And I feel like my chin has the most oil and a little bit on my forehead. But when I initially put this foundation on, I was expecting a lot more shine because it is so dewy. This is one of the dewiest, most hydrating foundations that I've tried recently, and I've tried a lot. The Gucci was hydrating when I tried that Make It Forever foundation, the Serena tint, but this just have like an extra pow. And I have really dry skin, but I think it performed very beautifully considering how hydrating it is, because initially, and today was a warm day, initially when I put the foundation on, my face literally felt wet for a while, even with the powder. I went to the supermarket, I kind of like started settling down, and I think because I have dry skin, and what my skin tend to do is suck stuff up. And even my skin, as dry as it is, and as much as it sucked everything up, didn't look as, you would never guess I have dry skin. And it kind of like started to settle down, started mixing with my oils, the powder that I powdered it with settled in, and it turned into more of like a creamy, it has like a creamy dewiness to it. Very creamy, very dewy, as you can see. It just has like a dewiness to it. Very, very flawless. Like I feel like my skin looks super pretty with this foundation. And I feel like the foundations that are coming out now, like the ingredients that they're putting in it, all of the skincare, like you getting like really good foundations. So I think, like especially on the market right now, it doesn't matter like what you buy, whatever, you're probably gonna get a really good foundation because they're ramping it up with these foundations and they're looking spectacular. I think my skin looks amazing for 10 hours, like I said. Very oily here. So I would, when I wear this again, and if it gets like this, if it's a warm day like this, I would definitely touch up. I would put a little powder like right in here, but I think it wore beautifully. It said something about managing, reduces shine. I don't know if it reduces, well, I guess if you're like maybe a very oily skin person, if you're an oily skin person, I would not suggest using this with the concealer. You'd probably need a matte concealer to counteract how dewy and hydrating this is. To me, this is like extra, not so much dewy, like super hydrating. I think it took a while to really, it just felt wet on my skin. Like the hydration, it just felt like really wet. It took a while for it to like settle down to where it didn't look as wet. It just looked really creamy and beautiful. Because like, look at my skin. You see my chin area? Very creamy. Super, super pretty. She did good. So, you know, the people that were complaining about the Pro Filter being as matte, and if you've never tried a liquid foundation from Fenty, this would be a very, very good start because I love the stick. I love her, I don't remember the name of it, but you know, her stick foundation, I think it's beautiful. It's my fave from her. But now I think this, for me, surpassed that. And as a dry skin person, I love it. I love the shade of 420. I don't remember 420 ever being this, the shade being this golden. This is just a beautiful foundation, guys. Like, you know, all day I kept looking at it. I kept looking at it because I have so much foundation. I've been reviewing a lot of complexion products. And it's like, the last is better than the next, because like I said, like they're hitting it out the park with these foundations these days. Just beautiful, guys. Really, really beautiful. Yeah, so I have to give it to her. This is a very, very pretty foundation. So if you've ever wanted to try a liquid foundation from Fenty and you felt it was too matte, here you go. You're gonna get so much hydration when you use this. Like I said, I do not know if this is good for oily skin because, whew, hydration galore, glow galore. And there's something very natural about it as well. So for me, it's a 10 out of 10. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. It's a beautiful foundation. Beautiful. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.